Hey everyone, it's week 7 of 52 weeks of beauty, and I want to take a second and just remind us why we're doing 52 weeks of beauty. It's because anyone who can see and appreciate beauty and takes the time to cultivate and hone that skill, you bring value to every aspect of a life. It's my personal conviction that the ability to feast off of the beauty around us leads to good health, strong interpersonal relationships, and prevents all sorts of poor ways of thinking that leads to destructive behavior. With that being said, we all have days where we feel like maybe we don't matter or what we do doesn't really have any impact, but this week we're talking about the economy, and the economy is a place where your voice actually is really, really loud. The dollar is like a megaphone for what you want to say. So as always, there are a lot of definitions of economy out there. Here's one that I really like. The careful management of available resources. See, our economy is not just based off of currency, it's based off of goods, it's based off of time, it's based off of all sorts of resources that are around us. So usually with the first week when I introduce a new topic, I kind of say a lot. I'm in more of like a teacher mode, but when it comes to the economy, I realized that I had a lot to learn and I want to present some of these questions to you. And then next week, we'll see what we've discovered together. So here are some of my questions for you to search out over this next week. For example, did you know different resources affect currencies all over the world? I want you to discover what currency gold affects the most. I also want you to discover what happens with oil prices. I want you to investigate if there's a nation that is more affected than others at the influx, or what's the opposite of influx?
Deflux.
Unflux.
Does the flux capacitor have an influx of things?
Oh,
or
this is awesome.
Yeah.
The worst. The worst. I also want you to do some research about what happens when oil prices change. Is there a country that is especially affected by the fluctuation in cost? Here's another question for us. Have we ever considered what happens when we buy more goods outside of America versus inside of our country? Do we know what happens to cause inflation? Do we know what a free market is? When you think of economy, what comes to mind? These are all questions that we really should be asking because we deal with money. We deal with buying and selling every single day. Again, based off of my humble assessment, I think a lot of us don't think about what we're doing. Just like with food, we eat all the time and very few of us understand what happens in our body when we eat a protein, a carbohydrate, or a fat. Very few of us understand what happens when we spend our dollars and how much power we really have. And on the same line, if there are things in our system that are not beautiful, because I will not pretend that everything in our economy is beautiful, well then let's do something about it. Let's regulate our systems to create beauty here. Again, I'm Carly with BeautyFull and AGA Productions. This is week 7 of 52 weeks of beauty. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Let's get a really good conversation going around the economy and ways that we can make it more beautiful. I'll see you next week. Bye. Stop.